Hello everybody, Darren here, and welcome back to Ixion. Now in the last episode, we reorganized much of Sector 2 to be more heavily focused on industry, and we found somewhere close to 350 cryopods that we've been slowly opening up. Now this influx of population means we've needed much more food production and much more housing than anticipated. Now as for the story overall, not that much has really been happening since the last episode, but we have progressed many smaller events and are pretty much set to go to Jupiter to find out more about this facility that is apparently working on a new Vol engine. So we're actually ready to kind of do the event at Jupiter. Our science ship is just waiting outside of it now. I didn't actually recall seeing that. I'm picking up right where we left off at the end of the last episode, but they are there and in position. But just before we do that, so our main objective is to report to Dolos and send an expedition to Jupiter. So we're almost ready to do that. And then a new home is find and collect 500 cryonic pods. We currently have 325 out of 500. You don't even have to wake them up, you just got to find them and bring them in-house, in station. So there's actually a further 40 out here in the debris field, and then there's a further 50 at Neptune. So we'd also found a few extra deposits in the last episode, but seeing as we're stationed here at the asteroid belt, I thought mostly we'll just try to collect from around this area. The mining ship can go out and do whatever it wants. We've only got one, and we've got more materials out there that we can even bring in, so it's totally fine just to have one ship at the moment doing that. Internally, just to get you refamiliarized with this sector now, food production is all here, housing is all here, a couple big factories here, here, and here, all the storage, more housing, etc., etc., right? We're pretty much set for Sector 2. Hull integrity is climbing greatly, and that's thanks to the fact that over in Sector 1, we built a second EVA airlock. So now with the two of them together, they have this really fast repair rate. Which is awesome, and we can always just power one of them down if we want to kind of slow that down, but it does mean that we have more alloy consumption. Now currently we have 300 iron ore just stored up here. Two of them are offline right now, one is currently being used to be fed into our smelter. So I'd said in the last episode what we're going to do is build a second smelter. So I'm just going to move, not that building, sorry, this one. We're just going to build a a third workshop and a fourth one here, and then decommission these two. So there's no move tool in the game. Instead, you just have to build new things and then decommission the old ones, and you get all the resources back. So it's kind of like a workaround move tool, if you know what I mean. It would be nice to have that kind of quality of life thing, just move in the building, and then they know to deconstruct it and rebuild it over there. But whatever, that's just basically what I'm doing. So getting this out of the way, and we're going to build another smelter in this area here, because it happens to fit pretty much perfectly if we just rotate it sideways. So that'll fit really nicely in there, and then we'll get rid of this road as well. We've also got preparations for a bunch of batteries. So a lot of these buildings aren't actually built, right? These are all paused. 4 of them are, and then all the batteries are paused. Once the batteries are up and running, or some of them, then we can get moving to Jupiter, although we can already explore Jupiter thanks to our science ship. So let's check it out. Alright, so the coordinates recovered from the black box of Outer Hope have allowed us to successfully locate the Hephaestus construction facility on Jupiter. Using the encrypted channels and Dolos communication protocols found on Outer Hope to access the Hephaestus site, it seems to have awoken the resident PA diagnostics. The resident PA. Diagnostics reveal that prior to the failure of the site's data archiving systems, the facility had been inactive for several decades. Strangely, the industrial zone is currently powered and operational, so we can investigate the industrial zone, which will take us 3 days. Alright, interesting. So that place is still up and running, although there might not be anyone there. Okay, so just to go back internally, we're going to be building those two. So this is going to be high priority. We're not pausing those. We're going to build them immediately. So all the alloys that we have, we've only got 10 in this sector, and we've got 50 in this one, are going to get immediately put to work on getting these up and running. We can take one of these offline, and they'll just take the alloys straight from that into one of these ones. So hopefully this will go nice and quick. Now, if we have a look as well, we've got optimal working conditions in both sectors. Power is totally fine. So we're really on top of things, I think. Our science ships are both doing that. Our other science ship is currently dismantling the tree that was at Uranus, if you remember that. So that weird crystallized tree that can like reform itself is being chopped down somehow. So we're going to see what happens there in 2.5 cycles. Mining ship heading out to the little deposits out that way. Cargo ship going to collect some iron. This one is always getting iron. Well, actually, it's also set to get some electronics if it wants to. But the other one is mostly set on getting other things around the system. Whereas this is usually just the raw materials that we can find. And that's been a pretty good balance. We could have a third one, but I just don't have the storage to be storing all this stuff. So we're totally fine. Might start looking into expanding into another sector. Because I think what we're going to need now is a food production sector. As you can see, we've just got so much space taken up by these green food production buildings that it's getting a little impractical. Like, we kind of need to expand, and we might actually solve our alloy problem if we go into another one, because in theory we'll find some alloys in there, but it actually costs us 80 alloys to unlock, so it's going to be kind of expensive. What about this one? Same thing here. Alright, so we're not expanding just yet. This was just flashing. It's always flashing, I feel like, so I keep wanting to double check and see what's going on with there, but it seems okay. Alright, so our construction thing is built. We'll decommission this one now, and then we'll get rid of that road. And then if we check our workers, we currently have, what is it, 18 available workers. Now the smelting building takes 30, so we'll go into extra work, but we're constantly waking up people all the time. The non-workers are going to Sector 1, and the regular workers are staying in Sector 2. And that's just because we're trying to focus this heavily on industry. And it seems to be working out quite well doing that. This can handle the extra people, just in terms of housing, but most of the housing here is just dedicated to having people actually work here. Alright, so we've gotten rid of that. Let's just commission building this new steel mill. I said I would rotate it like this. I think that looks kind of cool. And then the road will be here, because of course the iron is then literally right next to it, so that'll be great. So it's taking 50 alloys and 2 electronics. And our electronics building is actually powered off, so we'll just turn that on for a moment, and they should feed that immediately with 2 electronics. We're close to immediately. Once the road gets built, of course. And there we go, that's done. So now we can power down the electronics and just let that fill up with alloys slowly. Our constructors are now back up and running, so all good. If you want to give this a boost a bit more quickly, we could get rid of another constructor again, I guess. Just keep the 20 alloys out of this building. Would it be worth it? It might be worth it. This is actually powered down right now, so let's just do that. Because we're only going to be building one thing at a time for a little bit. It's nice to have 2 constructors, but right now I think it's okay. This is just a way to repurpose alloys. You get everything back, so we're really just... Time is the only thing that we're wasting. We're not wasting any time if we're going to get more alloys quicker. Anyway, the science ship Ripley has completed its action. Jupiter, Hephaestus. We've reached the automated construction site. Despite its... Oh my god, 200 people. Despite its age, it's still in working condition. Although the Dolus technology here is recognizable, it's much more advanced than what we have on board the Tycoon. In the control... I wonder how much time has passed. Anyway, in the control room for the site, we came across a mausoleum dedicated to Lyra Fraus. Or Lyra, maybe. The resident PA identified us as Dolus personnel and granted us access to data records. These confirmed that the Hephaestus site was used to construct and house an advanced prototype of the Vol engine, codename Ixion. That's the first time... I've been saying for a long time I don't think it's a great name for the game, because I don't know what it means. But this is the first time we're actually seeing it being referenced. An engine of this type is currently moored to an EKP structure with a harness link. Our engineers say one of the mining ships could tow this. Attaching the Ixion engine to the Tycoon will restore our Vol jump capabilities. Well, there you go. Alright, it's like getting another sort of makeshift upgrade to our Vol engine. We're going to drag it over with a mining ship. 200 people, cryonic pods, ready to go. So extract Ixion from the atmosphere of Jupiter. It's going to take 4 cycles, and it requires a mining ship to do it. Julio Escobar is going to do it for us. Absolutely. Nice, and then I guess we'll be able to jump and leave system. Alright, cool. Where was that mining ship? He was out there getting some... He's like, oh man, I just got here. Alright, 30 out of 50. Alright, that's been good. Repurposing these alloys has sped things up a little bit. All in service of making more alloys, so it's totally worth doing, I think. It's not like the constructor is going to be doing anything else. So we received... Hey, we've got 60 science now, so it could be worth turning back on. What we'll do is we'll power down the second EVA airlock just once this is repaired. And then we'll throw everyone onto science instead. So that's 30 people, so they're going to go into extra hours for a little bit, but we're currently getting the memorials, and then Alternative Life Center will be the next 2. Now, am I missing that other science ship? Yep, Jupiter. Oh no, we're doing that one already. What am I saying? This one, sorry, Uranus. The Naomi Protocol. Well, the tree fell. When the tree fell, a plaque was revealed that had been buried beneath its roots. The tree was a collaboration between Henri Bargeville and the Rabid Neocond. Sorry, Rabia, not Rabid. Neocond. And when they joined the Ashtangites, they offered their creation to humanity, hoping that it would erase some of the debt created by the atrocities of Dola. So, Henri Bargeville was one of the people talking to us at the beginning. I don't remember this person, but maybe they worked with us as well. That's kind of cool. They developed something to, yeah. The Ripley's team felled the tree. I love that we went back and just knocked it down then. That's really nice. And then we prepared the resulting resources for extraction. 15 research, 25 food, and 25 carbon. End of the Naomi Protocol. So a little bit of science to collect there, which we're collecting right now, and then we can move our Ripley somewhere else. But I actually don't know where we'll go. It doesn't look like there really is anything for us anywhere else. We might be done. Oh, there's like an orbital line here that goes up and over. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Would it be worth getting another... Well, we have our tech building on, but another probe, maybe. I'll just power this down, actually, to save... I want another probe, but I'm going to power it down to save on the work conditions a little bit. Alright, we'll see how that goes. So we're losing hull integrity again because of that, but that's okay. We should get our extra 2 alloys any moment now. Yeah, I don't know if science ships can do anything else when they've got no job left. Go back to the Tycoon, maybe. It's a shame they can't just, like, explore themselves like a probe would. Just for the fun of it, it doesn't cost me anything. Head over to the, well, actually, it does cost maintenance time, doesn't it? They have to come back. Yeah, just come back, station. I don't think it actually costs you materials, but they do eventually just come back and take up your docking space. Okay, so back in we go. 4 cycles left for that mining ship to get there. Alloy production is now online. Do we have it online for both buildings yet? No, we need 2 more alloys to be created. And then we're going to start building houses, because we're probably getting a little tight. With 162 out of 180, and cryopods are going to be coming back in left, right, and center. In fact, we're so full up on cryopods right now. Let me just go fleet management, sorry, and say... Make that a lower priority just right now. Do it, but like low priority. We'll get the people, don't worry. But we've nowhere to store them. Let's just create the space first. Come on, guys. Get this alloy production done. Once this bar hits max, that should get done. And then we can open up a, double our production rate. Alright, good. So now we're building. Memorial technology has been unlocked. So we'll get the alternative life center. It's 45 tech. We can do that as well. And then we've just unlocked stability, 3 different types of memorials. You can only have 1 of these of each built though. So we've got a genetic Canadas memorial. Provides stability in the sector. So stability is just a +1 from that memorial. Right now we've got a -1 and 2 +1, so we're totally fine. But if we run into a big negative event, maybe it won't be so good. And that's feeding up our trust right now. So right now we don't really need one of these. We can have a quick look. Genetic Canadas Memorial. Is that to do with the tree we just found? It might be, actually. And then the Luniclism, obviously, and then the Marduk Memorial. Oh, I don't know about that. Isn't that the guy, like... He's like the CEO or whatever. He seemed a bit out of his mind. Okay, well, they're getting the next tech. We're full up on cryopods. There's even more cryopods stored here, just waiting. And we are building the second steel mill. And then after that, we're going to rebuild our second workshop, and that'll allow us to get building a bit faster as well. So we need a total of, if we were to count up all the alloys we need about 400, I think, in this place to get everything built. And in this place, the batteries will be coming in next, so that we can save up all this extra power. That's still doing hull repair. Might go out and do another set of panels. 60 carbon. Or, sorry, polymer. 45. We actually don't have enough. Okay, we'll have to turn on that, polymer refinement building once we get the workers. Yeah, it's gonna take a while. We have just enough. We have exactly 30 additional workers.
Has occurred in the tycoon.
An infirmary's been disabled. That's the worst building to have an accident in, isn't it? An explosion in the infirmary. Well, I guess it happens. Let's just click them to repair that. Our little mech will come straight out. There he goes. So that's all it does. You don't actually have to pay any resources to repair these. It just takes your constructor away for a little while. And he does his little dance, and it kind of gets back in operation. Look at him go. Dun, 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 dun. Staying alive. Anyway. All good. Where's that mining ship now relative to where it should be? So cargo ship. Another cargo ship going to get all the materials from here. They're both heading to the same spot, actually. Why is that? Might be a mistake. You shouldn't really have the... Yeah, you shouldn't really be on iron. Mostly I just want you getting other things. Honestly, even silicon at this point would be good. Get that food. Yeah, that'll be all good. Great. Alright, good. Second steel mill is now online. This is a heavy industrial sector. Looking good. Totally safe. Pouring magma out in the open air like that. I feel like in the future, you know, this would be done in a much more controlled environment. But I just don't think they would have open buckets of magma like pouring in like that. It just seems so close to like just being able to melt through the walls or something.
Team has completed a task.
I saw this video once. This crazy, I think it's like some sort of steel mill in Germany. I think it said it was in Germany. And basically they're pouring a big bucket like that into something, but something goes wrong and it seems to just melt through what it's pouring into. It's not pouring into a hole. It's pouring into like another bucket. And then it just starts leaking everywhere and sparking everywhere, and the whole factory gets flooded with it. And the workers are just like looking at it. They don't even seem like that worried about it. They just slowly start backing off. So, you know, these things happen. Another accident. Breakdown at the construction place. That's okay. And then the tech building is even offline. Man, a lot of offline purge. Oh, no, they're not. They're purging waste. That's okay. It's a bit different. So we're up to 55 alloys in here. We can turn on one of the batteries now. Start building a battery. Actually, not that one. Build that one. Maybe we'll start down with one of these as well. So we got our second constructor up and running. So we're now making 30 alloys per day. Should be plenty. Jupiter event, sorry. 45, ready for extraction. The extraction procedure was a success. Hephaestia's PA helped us a lot during the operation. She may try to contact the Tycoon directly. Ooh. So our PA is Eden, which you haven't heard from in a while. And we follow the self-similar pattern. That's cool. You can actually just see it. That's so cool. I love the idea of that, just pulling the engine out of the atmosphere. The Tycoon needs to be in orbit of Jupiter. Ah, well, we do have to get moving then. Gonna wait for the batteries to be built, so I'm just gonna let time play for a bit. Speed it up though. 69 available energy. I've timed it perfectly. I've worked it out perfectly. No more, no less. And we're just churning out alloys now. So once this tech is done, then the other airlock can come back online. And we actually have more than enough workers in here as well, so that's great. Tutorial food. Seems a bit late for that. Advanced production. In a number of ways, different food production buildings will have different trade-offs. Crop farms produce food on a large scale but need a lot of water. Mushroom walls transform waste into food. Ooh. Waste is a resource generated by factories and food production buildings. It can be recycled into alloy, electronics, polymer, water, and even food. Algae farms, or algae, takes a lot of resources to research and build, but produce great quantities. So algae farms is the way to go. Water. Ice equals 10 water. 1 ice equals 10 water at first. Water capacity is shown in the sector view at the bottom left corner of the screen. Water can be used to produce food in the station. The fusion station processes the ice, stores it as water, which can then be used by food production buildings. The water treatment center provides water using a large amount of power and some waste. It also requires a fusion station. Okay, we're getting pretty serious now. And then farm fields. Crop farms need fields to function. Fields can be placed from a building panel by clicking the Build Field button. Covering up to a total of 144 field tasks. Yeah, we need a food sector for sure. Cool. And then batteries, blackouts, we've read all that. Batteries, yeah, I read a little bit about this last episode, so we should be good. So it's telling me that presumably because we have enough tech to start doing it now. Oh, we've just, there we go.
Available for research.
I didn't realize, as soon as we had 50 signs, I thought like we hadn't got it yet. Nice. Integrated storage bays is available. So why is that not available? Tier 3 and it needs integrated storage bays. And what would that do? Stockpiles can store 10% more resources. Kind of tempting, but I guess it's kind of a waste at this stage. So, Mushroom Wall converts 2 waste into 1 food after 3 cycles using specifically designed fungus. That's kind of tempting, right? Because it's like, we don't currently use waste for anything. In fact, I don't even think I can store it. Do I need a technology to store that first? Because there is waste treatment. Can transform 50 waste into 50 alloys, into 20 polymer, or into 1 electronic. And a fire station. Dispatches trucks to put out fires. Ooh. Awesome. I'm loving it. There's so much stuff now. Cell housing. Houses up to 125 crew members in minimal quality. Ooh. Start cramming them in. DLS Center unlocks the ability to apply policies. Yes. That's also very important, isn't it? So these cost 60 each. We've only got 52. Is there any more out in space? Maybe when we do the Jupiter thing. Because otherwise it feels like a bit of a waste to start it and then not be able to finish it. Now if I leave the tech building on, it's 1 tech every 30 cycles. So it would be even to get 8, it'd be like, what's 8 times 30? Whatever that is, you know? 240 or something? It'd be like 240 cycles. Which is more than we've even done. Just to get the points ready to go. So I'll just hold on to it and we'll turn off the tech building then for a bit. Because tech goes pretty fast, it's more just about getting it. Now, another probe I guess would be a good idea. Build that. And then we'll turn on the other airlock as well. Alright, batteries. Start producing. So we built our first battery over here. And it looks like, I think it just steadily rises out of the ground as it's getting its power. So we've actually got 75 extra power. So I don't know if that helps speed up how fast it charges. The charge rate seems to be kind of set. Battery service, yeah, that's fine. We'll just have to wait until it gets full. I'll just double check. Sorry to have to do this, but I just want to read about it really quickly to see, is there a way to increase charge rate? A sector running on batteries consumes its power. Yeah, that's all makes sense. A sector consumes 50 power. It has 200 power stored in batteries. When the power grid goes down, the sector will be able to function for 4 cycles. I mean, that makes total sense. But it seems like the charge rate is not dependent on how much you produce. It seems to be set. Although it did say somewhere to do with like any excess gets stored in batteries. So is it 75 per day? If that was the case, then this would have 75 at the end of 1 cycle. So let's see if that's true. So we're on cycle 158. When we get to 159, we'll see if it has over 75. Other than that, we are just preparing our second battery, actually. And we've plenty of alloys in this sector, 68 currently. Am I forgetting anything out here? We need to move over to Jupiter. Right now, the ship can't do anything while it's just sitting here, but I guess we'll just leave it. Okay. And we should be actually storing up some silicon now as well, if we can. Maybe we'll turn this building on. What's the problem? Oh, you need more housing. Resume construction of the housing over there. Got the alloys to do it. I'm just going to keep it on fast speed now while we're just getting everything built. I'm just literally just churning out alloys now. And we're producing a lot of waste because of that. Trust is good. Hull integrity is actually stable, interestingly. Oh, we get a little bit of hull repair just from space specialization. Oh, there we go. Specialization tier 1. How do we see that? I thought it was in the policy screen, but it seems like that's now active. Sector 1. The water conditions, all of this stuff. Yeah, I don't know. But obviously we have specialized it. It seems to be active. So let's see. Sectors. Specialization. You can see a building's type by clicking on the building. Once unlocked, a sector's specializations can be viewed in the Data Listening System Policies window. Space Tier 1. The probe launcher constructs probes 30% faster. Food, industry, population, recycling, and space. Well, it seems to be active. We've now just stalled hull repair, which is pretty nice. Even with just the one building active. And what does this do? Related tech entries. That's cool. We can make it better. Probe construction speed is increased. I'll have to read so much of this in between episodes. Probes move faster. Yeah, and then I'll have a good look at how to plan out what we need to upgrade. Actually, one thing I would like to check, is there a way to get more alloys faster? Like more alloys out of the conversion process? So let's see, steel mill. Steel mill right there. Waste heat recovery. Power is reduced by 2. Alloy, 13 iron now produces 15. So there you go, you get a little bit more out. But that's going to require tier 3 tech. Okay, so it's a long way off. 10 iron now produces 15 alloys. And deoxidized content. Power is reduced by 4. Okay, so it's a little while yet. Yeah, I'll have a good look through in between episodes with all that. How are those batteries coming along? We're starting to store up some power, so we'll be able to be a little bit active while we're moving. So once these bars fill up, then we'll go. So multiple cycles have gone by and we have not stored 70. Yeah, we've now gone 3, nearly 4 cycles by, so not really sure how that pertains to it. It seems like the charge rate's set. So we have the extra housing. Let's just get that house built. Let's now build this as well. Second battery. We can build another battery over here. This can be powered down. We don't need that anymore. Might as well leave the tech lab on, just because we have the... I know we don't have the work hours to do it, so we'll leave it. Can this be powered on? Yep. Alright, so hull integrity will come up. Get ready for our jump. Or our movement. We're not necessarily jumping. How's food? Yeah, we're still positive for food. I'm looking at the bottom right number of the overall station. We have 1 extra food, so that's all good. Waste is being disposed of, just going to literal waste. Now, I wonder, can I not set this to waste? And would it get stored there? To be able to manage waste, the right policy has to be selected for the sector. See, that's what I'm wondering then. Does that mean that we should go for the policy building first? The DLS building? Because it seems that way. It seems like you can't even store it. So if that's the case, then what's the point of building a building that refines it if you can't store it? Because they never take things from building to building. They always go storage first and then some more. So I'm guessing you do need a DLS. Oh, we have our alternate life sector. Again, just provides extra stability in each sector. Small building. We don't need it. Everyone's happy. Not yet, anyway. We're up to a total population of 384, and we need 75 more cryonic pods to be delivered in here before we hit that milestone. Cool, and we got tons of iron ore still around. I think our mining ship isn't doing anything there, right? Oh no, they are. He is. He's mining. 318 iron to collect there. 103 there. 193 there. So there's so much iron around for us. We're still totally fine. And there's more to be drilled and taken away here. Cargo ship coming back now with silicon. That we can turn... Once we turn on that electronics factory, we'll get that up and running too. All these extra people that are coming in here. So we now have a bit of a population problem. We need to move some people out. This doesn't seem to be moving everyone like I've told it to, but we'll just manually do it. So about 30 people can be moved over to the other sector, and then we'll need extra housing. Yep. So, not any crew. We want to move non-workers from Sector 2 to Sector 1. And, yeah, they're going to have a bit of a housing problem, so we'll just have to put in a couple extra houses out this way. They've got the alloys to handle that, no problem. And the 2 extra batteries have been built. Things are looking good, I think. Just going a little slow. I'm trying to speed up time. This keeps flashing. Am I missing anything out here? Neptune still has pods and electronics. Again, though, we're fine for electronics for now. Cargo ships doing their thing, and science ships are basically stalled because there doesn't seem to be anything else for us to find. Alright, so we'll turn this off. We'll make another probe, and then we'll... Cannot construct a second probe in this... Oh, we have one. Oh, I didn't realize. No, we don't. Sorry. What am I doing wrong then? No. Oh, right. We don't have any polymer.
Population transfer complete.
Well, we do now. So we'll deliver the 3 polymer over, then we can make one, right? There we go. It's getting made. So I guess I gave it the order, but I didn't actually deliver the goods to make it. Population transfer complete. So this place now has more people. This place has less. So the extra housing would be totally fine here for a little while. And we're pumping out alloys, but it's just getting consumed very quickly. A lot of it is moving in here, remember. And we're just building things immediately all the time. So we've got the 2 batteries now. 2 should be enough just to keep us, I don't know, keep the power on for a little bit while we make our way to Jupiter. And then we'll get that engine attached and see what's going on. See if we can find some tech as well, because that's just stalled. So they take... Is it just 2 hull per cycle? Or 2 alloys? No, it's more than that per cycle. It's 31 hull points per cycle. Yeah, I don't know the exact amount it takes, but whatever. Alright, waste is being disposed of there. How's food again? Now with these extra people. Now food is in the negative, so we have to turn on another one. Get that built. Get another battery built over here. Alright, excellent. Batteries are almost full. 200 units of power in that sector. Nearly 200 in this one. This will have even more. This one does have actually... Oh, yeah, the other thing is we could always just power down a couple buildings while we move, rather than going into complete blackout. That's just a good point. Could just turn off some of the space buildings while we're moving. Alright, this is just about done. Extra food production. Good. And are we positive? We're still technically not positive, actually. We do have enough workers for all these, so we'll just, again, open up another one. It's a good thing we've kind of pre-built these areas. So 2 batteries here, that's all looking good. This needs a road going around it, thinking about it. A bit of wasted space over on the side there, but what can you do? Literally nothing, okay? So I don't want to hear nothing about it. Another farm building is almost up and running. We're only lacking negative 0.2. That other food building should be it. Alright, I've dilly-dallied enough. Let's get moving, yeah? To Jupiter. We do have another probe. Let me just send that out actually first. So again, finding any kind of tech. There's ice and iron right here. That was a lucky find. I guess we'll just go right there, should we? I'll just remember that though. Hydrogen. Still haven't actually had to use that for anything. There's ice out here. This looks like a decent little area then to maybe we'll lock on to like Mars or Neptune or something. Sorry, Saturn. Yeah, there's even more iron out here. Okay, we'll come to that later. Let's just see. Is there anything? There's more ice out this way. Could be worth mining that for a bit. There seems to be no tech anywhere. I did look between episodes like quickly just to see if the tech thing gets lit up anywhere. It doesn't seem like it. Alright, we'll just send it towards some ice then. As it's not too far away from Jupiter. And then we ourselves will get moving. Alright, to Jupiter. 1.5 cycles. Get out of this asteroid field. This seems like really hazardous to navigate. Like, you're definitely going to be smashing into things.
A probe has completed its scan.
There we go, we can see it. We're coming in hot. So cool. Don't see any of its moons, if I was to be critical. Alright, we're here. I didn't actually look internally, but how was the battery situation? We didn't fully drain it, and people seem happy. I didn't actually check while we were moving, so I'm guessing that worked. That seemed to work out okay. We're still considered moving. There we go.
Accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
An insect farm has been disabled. It'll get repaired. It's okay. It's just an accident. All right, we're outside of Jupiter, so let's continue this event. Prepare Ixion for Tycoon connection. Excellent. So now we'll just basically smelt up all our alloys and build the rest of these buildings. That's what we're kind of waiting for now, to get the electronics factory up and running and the polymer factory, because we're quite low on polymer. We're maxed out on carbon. There's some of it still in storage here, as there is for extra cryopods as well, actually. Silicon has been stored here, it's full as well. So these two buildings can definitely come online. Priority is always that alloys come in here first. That's the way we set it in the previous episode, which is obviously good. We're getting kind of low on iron though now, which is also good. There's loads around, so we can go collect it. No problem there. But it's nice to see we're actually kind of burning through it. So our probe finished checking out here. So we have one drill site for mining for ice. So if our miner isn't doing anything after this, we could tell them to go get the ice as well. I'd say medium priority, low priority for those two now. Low priority for this if you end up finding it. Good. A workshop has been disabled in Sector 2 due to an accident. 3 crew members were injured. Oh, I meant to say, I didn't say in the last episode either. A lot of people said that the death that we had before was due to an explosion at the airlock, that sometimes people just die. It must have come up in this and I just didn't see it. But thank you for that. So at least it wasn't really my fault. But I suppose, you know, there's no accidents if you keep people optimal and happy, keep trust high. Shouldn't be really any accidents. It's always going to be a little bit now and then, but maybe there wouldn't have been a death. Alright, we have 174 alloys here, 102 in total. How are we doing for this? This is still emptying out. Yeah, I'll leave it the way it is. Okay. How much longer? Just half a cycle to go. Wow, the miner is going all the way out to get the iron here because it's a higher priority. There's not much to get though, 17. I'd love to be able to zoom in and just see them going through that asteroid field like we did. Because it's all modeled already. Feels like you should be able to. I suppose they haven't modeled the ships though. It's like when the science ship was docked outside different planets. It's like, oh, can I just see the planet, please? Do I have to go there with the Tycoon? Alright, we did it. So we haven't done the secondary objective yet, but we have connected the Ixion engine to the Tycoon via the construction panel. Oh, so it's in place, but we have to actually build it now, yeah? Connect the Ixion engine to the Tycoon via the construction panel in the exterior view. Okay. I don't see it. Is it in solar panels for some reason? No. So engines and external systems. What am I missing? Does it need to be researched or something first? Let's just let time play for a minute. Maybe it'll get into position in a second. Or go check this thing. That'll probably be what will do it. Working together, the crew of the Tycoon and the team of the Francis have prepared Ixion for connection. Final attachment protocols can be initiated via the EVA airlock. Alright. Dismantle the surplus equipment at the Hephaestus site. Yeah, obviously. Incoming transmission. Hello?
Administrator, we have received a transmission from the Hephaestus PA, Olympia.
Okay.
Tycoon, Ixion is now in orbit and ready for installation. You are not designed to calculate your own vol coordinates.
Clearly.
Ixion will only permit you to use previously generated coordinates or to follow the vol signatures of others that have crossed self-similar space. To make your existence worthwhile, you will need to find the coordinates of the exoplanet that Protagoras is looking for, Remus.
Remus.
Vanya was right about the echoes of the future. I bestow upon you this miracle, and with it, release myself so that I may embrace the sleep that was stolen from me.
Oh, wow. I like Olympia more than Eden, I gotta be honest. Alright. So it's in position. So what we gotta do now is, there it is, the Vol engine class Ixion, the last engine built by Dolus, the first designed by Fraus's team. We have the resources to do it. Oh, we don't actually have the polymer. We need to get the polymer factory up and running. So that's the next job. So let's do that. So 80 alloys. We have 78. We're just about ready to do it anyway, so let's go. Nice. We can turn off the probe launcher now as well. Forgot to do that. Let's also build that fourth battery for longer distance jumps through self-similar space. The cargo ship has become what? More experienced. This cargo ship storage capacity now 33 resource units. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know they gain experience. I wonder, do science ships get faster as well? God, I love this game. It's so cool. I just think it's so good. It's tempting to get that third cargo ship now, but I think we can hold off. Let's just check population. How am I doing for housing? We're actually slightly out of housing as well, but we're using all our alloys to go into this first. Now, some of our alloys have crossed over into here because I built the battery, but whatever. Let's reorganize how we do that. So maybe alloys now 50, and in sector 2, let's try to tell them to store about 50 as well. So they won't send any into the sector 1 until they hit 50. Which, if you're building a lot, could lead to problems of obviously not being able to repair your hull in time. But we're repairing it right now. Just one every day. That's totally fine by me. Is there free workers here? There is. You know what? Repair it even more. Plus 38. So give it 2 or 3 big boosts. Then it'll just be slowly increasing, and then we'll go do a jump. Actually, I guess we're not going to do a jump anytime soon. There's still lots to get in this system. We're going to attach that engine, though.
A science ship team has completed a task.
What do we got? 18 alloys, 2 electronics, 18 food, and 12 polymer. They salvaged a number of useful resources. They're now ready. Cool. All good. Excellent. We'll stay in Jupiter's orbit for a while there's ice and a few of these other things to collect, and then we'll probably move down to Saturn, as there's a bunch around this way. We saw that probes had a lot of stuff out here to kind of look at, so seems like a good place to go, and I'd like to see it. Saturn's really interesting because it has that hexagonal North Pole situation going on. If you don't know what I mean, just type in Saturn hexagonal shape, and you'll see what I mean. It'll probably be there when we get there. It's quite a known feature. Similarly, obviously the big red spot on Jupiter is quite a known feature, but I think it's... yeah, we can't quite see it, actually. Is it rotating, this planet? Let's just see. If I hold my mouse there, It is. So maybe we're just on the other side of it. I mean, that could be it, but not really. I think it's bigger than that. Anyways, I digress. So the polymer refinery is getting done, and it requires 15 workers. We currently have plenty of workers to go work it, so that's going to be fine. By proxy, there's 30 workers needed for the electronics factory. These are all industry buildings. So I don't know if we're getting any bonus from that yet, but hopefully in the future we will. There are 8 homeless in Sector 2. Alright, we can commission building another place. Hey, we did it! We found and collected 500 cryopods. Nice. So, hey, why are we... Oh. We're storing more than 250 unopened pods, and that's causing people to be unhappy. Stability can be increased with certain buildings, welcoming survivors to the Tycoon, or applying policies via the DLS Center. Well, how many are unopened? 173, 100, so we've got... we'll open them in 5 days, it'll be fine. A few days, and they'll be fine. How's food, more importantly? What does this cause? Stability represents blah, blah, blah. Better living conditions means the crew are less likely to be injured. Okay. Well, we don't want them to be on neutral for too long then. But I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh, it's neutral everywhere, yeah. Well, one stability building would correct that, but it's not worth it. We'll get these people out of their pods soon. And into their homes, into their other pods. Is this almost done? We're like 75% of the way done. Structural integrity of the building. And am I forgetting to do anything out here? We're 180 cycles in. I feel like we're doing alright. We're just waiting to get more polymers to attach the Ixion engine. But there's plenty to get in this system, so I'm not looking to jump anytime soon. I want to get more stuff before we go. And we want to expand into another area. But once iron is gone from a system, I feel like then we need to leave. Because that's what's repairing our hull, and that's really the timer that we have on this. It's like, well, you're only costing yourself then if you're around an area where you're not getting more iron in. And food is okay, right? It's 7 point... Oh, well, we're pulling some in externally now, so I guess we've got extra. We've only got the capacity to ever store 200 food. It does seem a bit low to do that. Maybe we need more storage for food. A food sector would have a lot more storage, I guess, eventually. But there we go, we're working. We got 15 people now churning out polymer instead of carbon. It's a 1-to-1 connection, so 5 into 5, all good. We need a lot of alloys to get this up and running, the electronics factory, but we kind of want to do that as well because we're full up on silicon. Now we could build more storage. You might be thinking, just build more storage. But obviously it requires people to do that, and it requires alloys to do it. I feel like that's enough storage up there to maintain everything we want to do. Arguably, we've got a little bit too much iron storage. Maybe we could change this now to be silicon. And store up some extra silicon there and turn this one on. So they pull iron from there. That might work out a bit better. Yeah, because they got extra silicon sitting here and they've got extra iron. So it's all good. And this is polymer, so they're going to need this on now as well to be delivering things into that. So, there we go. All our storage buildings are basically online except one, which is just housing extra iron for the future. 6 homeless, again. So how many people do we have not working? Not many. Oh, yes we do. Sorry, 32. So again, start a migration from Sector 2 to Sector 1. And they can actually handle that just about. They'll need like one more house. Good. Alright, feeling good. Tycoon's looking awesome. The lighting here at Jupiter is pretty amazing.
Population transfer complete.
Excellent. Still don't have that law screen. I guess we just ultimately need to get that tech going. I'm still locked to 52 tech. Well, I'm not locked to it, but I haven't gotten any more since. So there's actually quite a lot extra workers here. So let's turn this back on now. And let them just gather some extra tech every 30 cycles. Now there are apparently techs that improve that. And our batteries are pretty much full now as well, which is good. Next building then will be the electronics factory. Once we get more alloys to do it.
No more resources available to mine.
So we're going to resource it, or not resource it, tell them to get them now. And I suppose with the extra polymers, we'll turn this back on, build another thing. There's no more resources to mine, so we may as well send out a probe to where we know there are stuff, even if it is far. Alright, all good. We actually have the polymers now to do the engine thing, and hull integrity is good enough that we could probably start that as well. Although, why is it negative 36? That seems pretty bad. Not enough alloys for... Oh yeah, just there's no alloys in this sector. Which means that's time to build. So, 30 polymer, 2 electronics. Now the EVA airlocks need to do this, so we might not have enough polymer in this sector, if that's the way that works. We've got 20. Power is really on the edge now.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
Just saw it. Excuse me, saw it happening. Go repair that, please. Damn it, what was I going to do? Oh yeah, move polymer over. So Sector 1's polymer count is at 25. Sector 2 is also at 25. Okay, so they'll automatically move it then. And we're building the electronics factory now as well. So all the alloys we produce are pretty much going to go straight into that, starving this sector of alloys for a little while. We have the whole integrity to sacrifice it, and I think we'll be okay. Power is pretty low, so it'd be nice to use this time to also build additional panels and things. So we've delivered what we need to the airlock. They have 2 out of 2 and 20 out of 30. All right, they need just a little bit more, obviously. So that's coming in now. We can see the polymer making its way in. And then immediately goes out, and then it has to make another journey to do it again each time. So just to speed it up, we could say polymer in this sector, just go down a little bit. It's more important to have polymer in here anyway, because we use it to build spacecraft. Insect farm is disabled. I heard another explosion. Get fixing it. Food is positive anyway, so it's not a big deal. Alright, we're now building externally. Let's see. I don't know if we'll be able to see. Oh, we can see it. Yes. Well, we kind of saw something there. There we go.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention. Administrator, we are ready to follow the traces of the Protagoras through self-similar space using the frequencies recovered from Outer Hope's black box. Vol systems have been adapted for the new Ixion class engine. The Tycoon is now fully equipped to pursue our main objective: ensure humanity's survival by finding the habitable exoplanet named Remus.
Alrighty, so there we go. We are ready to jump, should we wish to. Perform a vol jump to reach the Protagoras. So if we went out here, the Ixion engine. So the vol engine is no more. We have the Ixion engine slotted onto the back of it, I guess. All power from the thing, but I don't want to even start this because I don't know where we're going to go. And there's a few more things I want to get here. Now maybe you can just come back. But while there was still iron and things, I don't think we need to leave just yet. We need more alloys. We're still building internally, and we need to get enough alloy now, probably, to unlock another sector. And I'm hoping that there'll be a lot of alloys in there that can help. We can feed it back into this place or something. So that's going to have to be it for this episode, I think. So we are now equipped with an Ixion engine on top of our Vol engine. Something's going on inside. What's happening? Oh, sorry, there's an event. Let's check it out. Nihei protocols are online. Stanford checks have been passed. The Ixion engine is fully integrated with Tycoon systems and we are ready for ignition. Vol jump coordinates can only be generated by computational machinery utilizing Frostpunk's a particle found in self-similar space. These calculations are on one of the most valuable and best kept secrets of Dolos. Administrator, we have the jump coordinates to reach the last known location of the Protagoras. Acknowledged. Oh, there we go. Tutorial for jumping. So I'll read about that in between. I can relay it back to you. But yeah, building heavy episode, but hopefully we'll be able to kind of progress the story a little bit more now in the next one. But look at this. I feel like this looks awesome. Very compact, good design of the food. Got our mills in there, our storage in the center roughly so it can kind of distribute everywhere it needs to go. I'm happy with it. We have our batteries up and running. Trust has been kept pretty high. Integrity has been good. Food is good. I'm a little worried about, you know, we're getting a little thin on alloys, although I think, or sorry, iron. But I think there is still quite a lot of iron out there to be collected, if I'm not mistaken. We have 65 here, 495 there, so that's totally fine. And in fact, we could really tell both cargo ships to go get that now and just pile it back in, because we're getting, you know, well, actually this ship can do everything else, I guess. And this one can just stay doing iron. And yeah, we've loads of cryopods to open up as well. Our population has boomed. We do have a bit of a negative going on because of that, but after not too long, it says we're having 250 people unopened. So there's 99 and 250 there. So yeah, we're about 100 over, right? So we need to like really get opening these up. So maybe another cryonic center can open them up a bit quicker. We seem to have the food capacity to handle that in the future. Our tech tree is opened up. We're lacking tech though, for sure. So yeah, that's our current situation. Feeling pretty good. Enjoying the game. Hope you guys are too. That's going to have to be it for this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey guys, thank you very much for watching, and remember, if you want to support the channel directly, you can click the join button to become a channel member. Doing so will get your name in the credits, as well as loyalty badges and emotes to use in the comments. You'll also get exclusive access to my Discord, where there's dedicated channels for each series I'm doing, and it's a great place just to meet others and make some friends.